Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Please stand with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, please be seated.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start out with a roll call. Greg Smith. Lori Quinn.
Here.
Mike Schneider.
Here.
Adrian Saunders.
Here.
Robin Simpson.
Here.
Jason Osborne. We have a quorum. Let's please start out on the agenda with review and approval of the minutes for the April 3rd, 2025 Board of Alderman meeting located under tab 4.
I think we need to make a correction to item number 11 under the water report. It references Clarence County Wholesale Water Commission. I think it should be line 57 and 58. It references Clarence County Wholesale Water Commission. I think it should be Clarence County Water District.
Should be Cannon Water.
Yeah.
Yes, can water.
Can water.
Good catch.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 3rd minutes with corrections as stated.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the April 3rd meeting with noted corrections. We have a second? Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. The minutes are approved. Next thing we have will be the mayor's report. I have nothing to report at this time. I know that's unusual. Moving right along, city clerk's report.
I just have a short report this time. There's a few things on my report there. What I did want to add that, I do want to add that the license office employees started on Tuesday. We did receive an email from the License Office Bureau on 4/15 that the license office must be up and running complete services by next Tuesday. There's been a lady that's came in from Warrenton that has kind of sat in with Lizzie on her trainings. Julie was here today, and, yeah, next week, next Tuesday, they're expecting her to be up and running in full speed. They'll be here on Monday. They're gonna train her in the morning on D&D, and they're gonna train her in the afternoon on the rest of it.
How do we accomplish that? Because I thought she had to have a required 120.
Yeah, she's completed all of her online training and all of the fusion training, things of that nature. She, of course, hasn't completed any, like, job shadowing, training. She's nowhere near her 120 hours yet, of course, but, everything that she's done online, she'll get credited for, but Tuesday. I apologize to Lizzie. I mean, we had no idea this was coming from the state. No one warned us this was coming. She's being a trooper so far, so.
Is anybody gonna come in and be with her when she opens?
I know for sure Monday that the lady from Troy will be here, and I'm pretty sure Julie will be here. And the lady from Troy will be back all week. She's staying in Campbell, so she will be here on site to help. But that's where we're at with the license.
Did you get a response back from the director?
I have not. I sent a message asking questions, why the quick,
No warning.
It would have been nice if they would have given you heads up.
nothing.
Well, she's a trooper, and I expect that we'll get through this. It's just gonna be kinda tough on her.
It is.
Okay.
That's all.
Throwing her in the fire. Throwing her in the fire.
How's the progress with Williams and Keepers? Better, working, going slow, fast?
It's going slow, with everything else going on, there's entries that I need to put in for them, and the new hires in process, hasn't really been high priority right now,
Got it.
unfortunately. That should turn around pretty quickly, once we get the new people in the office, and get some training under their belt, and, we'll get there, we will get there.
Were you gonna talk about, excuse me, were you gonna talk about the new hires here, or are you gonna do it later?
We'll do it in the.
Okay.
executive session.
Does that complete your report?
Yes.
City Attorney's report?
Nothing to report that we won't cover elsewhere in the meeting.
Okay, I'm not aware of any authorized guest speakers on the agenda, so we'll move right along to new business. Under tab 4, you will find, I said tab 4, did I get that right?
9.
9, my bad. Okay, under tab 9, bill number, is that a 5? Bill number 5?
Yes, it is.
An ordinance repealing ordinance 4-2025, an ordinance establishing fees to outside law enforcement agencies for use of Monroe City officers. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Monroe City, Missouri as follows, that ordinance 4-2025 of the City of Monroe City is hereby repealed. A motion for a first reading?
I'll make a motion for first reading, bill number 5.
We have a motion on the floor for the first reading,
Second.
and we have a motion and a second on the floor for the first reading. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. I would entertain a motion for a second reading.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the floor for the second reading of bill number 5, an ordinance repealing ordinance 4-2025, an ordinance establishing fees to outside law enforcement agencies for use of Monroe City officers.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second for the second reading. All in favor
Aye.
by voice?
Alderman Smith,
Sorry.
Yes.
Alderman Schneider,
Yes.
Alderman Simpson,
Yes.
Alderman Osborne.
Yes.
Alderman Saunders,
Yes.
Alderman Quinn. Yes.
Ordinance 4-2025 is hereby repealed. Moving right along, this is for you, I do believe, the certification of the,
I sent these out in a separate email to you guys after I received one from Marion County the other day. We just need to go on record that we are going to certify the election results for Tuesday, April 8th. I can read the results if you like.
I think we have them.
Increase the workforce, you got 3 counties, right?
I'll make a motion to certify the election results from the April 8th, 2025 election.
we have a motion on the floor to certify the election results of the April 8th, 2025 election. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to certify the April 8th, 2025 election results. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
Just real quick, now that we've got all that taken care of and I've gotten all the certified election results, I will be getting everything to the state regarding the economic development sales tax.
So you'll swear in the re-elected members at the next meeting? Okay. And I'll have all of the committee assignments ready at that time too, so maybe we can go ahead and go through that entire process And then there'll be some additional activity dependent upon the results of our next meeting. Makes sense? All right. Moving right along with committee reports, planning and zoning.
We've been having meetings.
Okay. Parks and recreation.
We did have a Parks Recreation meeting, discussed a few things about the, Rodney came by, we talked about getting prepped for the construction there, for the park, for the new, playground stuff, because he talked to, with the installers there, so we could figure out what was needed, that. We, had gotten quotes for, concrete for the changing the direction of the pickleball court. It's the recommendation of the park board that we proceed with the original layout and not, have the concrete at this time, depending on, the use of the court, we can, might end up adding, requesting concrete later to put 2 courts in like they talked about earlier on. So basically, just, we wanted to get the project moving. Ronnie said he could get it painted as soon as the weather was the correct temperature for the paint. So we could, that's the recommendation of our board, is that we plan on proceeding. And then I think we discussed this maybe at the last meeting, but from the bids for the playground equipment, the unsuccessful bidder was requesting information about the competing bid. Basically, they wanted to see why they were so much off in the price. So the park board has passed that information along to Danette, but I wanted to at least run it by John, and we assumed it's public information at this point, it's all in there. There's no issues there, but anyway, that was our only question, was just make sure that there wasn't something we were missing with that. And so that's the plan on sending that on to them. They basically will review. Of course, that's always a little, because you're like, well, what are they trying to look for or whatever, but it might just be, hey, they're trying to see where they're so far off in their budget, but anyway, hopefully we didn't miss anything, but everything was reviewed, versus the specs, so I think we're good.
I'm almost positive if they see a deficiency, they will bring it to our attention.
Now, each bidder received the same spec package, so.
And then I think that's, we talked a little bit about, budgeting and plans for next year. And I told them that it won't be that long, the years move along, we'll be starting on the 2025,
Yeah.
budget, 2026 budget. So, they've got a few things, that, they're thinking about, so we should make a list basically, so we can, get things for consideration, certainly.
Excellent. Well, when's your next meeting?
Be next month, we meet the third.
Okay.
Third Tuesday of each month for our dinner.
All right, excellent, thank you very much. Economic development,
Nothing this time?
okay. Admin,
We haven't had a meeting since the last time we've met.
We
I
meet,
was,
do we meet this coming Monday?
well, I was gonna wait until, because he's gotta make his committees and.
you can go ahead and meet if you want to, it won't change anything. You can go ahead and meet if you want to.
Do we?
And whatever we have, we'll have, if you have something that you want to just pass on, or you still report to the board for certain action needs to be taken at the next meeting, it's not a problem. Your call. Your
Well,
call.
I did know, because we have to vote on whoever you're gonna have on those committees and.
Right.
All that official,
That's
so
right.
we kinda. need
That's
to
your
know.
call.
So we'll hold off until you.
That's
get
fine.
here.
That's fine. Okay, nuisance review board, public safety?
Nothing this time?
Do you have anything on public
Is that
safety?
date-
No.
Okay.
Do we have a set date for that committee? Do we? A set date? I've been
I
asked.
don't think so, but
Not
we're
officially.
gonna be doing some changes that I talked about.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those, again next week when I hopefully make a presentation to the board of my recommendations for committees and committee members, and you all either approve it or you won't, and we'll move on. Next thing we have, if there's nothing else for what we've just discussed, we'll move right into department reports. First report will be police department.
I don't have anything this evening.
Okay, awesome. I heard y'all had an interesting week.
Yep. It's continuing going
Well, I'm
after
glad you're all
this.
safe. That's good. Water department, who will be brief, I'm sure.
You've left me so much time.
That's not for you. We'll clear that up right now. It's not for you.
That mic's probably not on.
I don't need it. I just need it hit me in the belt.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, George?
I'm living the dream, sir, and you?
As well.
All right. What I'm passing out here is the vac truck went in for its annual maintenance. And so I believe, well, I got everything marked. The A's are, let me double check, I think the A's are what, the A's are what have already been completed. That's, so the top 3 pages, 1A, 2A, and 3A, that's all that's been completed. And so right now, we are sitting at 9,000, where's that total at?
On the third page.
Yeah, on the 3rd page, yeah, 939, 939242. That's where we're sitting at right now. Now, the B is other stuff that they have found that, is a grand total of $7,537.50 is their estimate to finish, all the repairs to the vac truck. Now, we've had the vac truck over 3 years. We're supposed to take it in annually for this, for a maintenance for them to go through. It hasn't been in since we bought the truck, or since the city bought the truck. So there are a lot of things that have just been kicked down the road. And now we're kind of playing catch up. I didn't realize catch up was gonna cost us an additional $7,000, or it would cost the city $7,000, but that's, I'm bringing it to you if we can. This is all stuff that they said we can continue operating it, but it could break, it could last another 3 years. This is just what they identified.
May I ask a question?
Yes, you sure may, sir.
If we make all these corrections
Yes, sir.
and any of these particular items fail in the next 6 to 12 months, do we just get to do it again?
Each individual one has a warranty, how long the warranty is. I can't tell you what each individual line item. I could check that, get it broke down, but the truck is in Springfield, Illinois, unusable by us right now until we tell them either fix it or not, and we can come pick it up and so.
Well,
How's this compared to what we have? Do we have anything budgeted for this?
10,000 is what I know I put in the budget. There's not an actual line item that says for vac truck repairs, so I can't tell you how much actually is in the budget, and I don't have a budget with me.
Well, it looks like some of that money we made on wastewater might be going towards the truck repair.
Yep, we have made plenty off
So
of.
that, none of that was included in the revenue stream.
Right.
The hydraulic cylinders gone bad on?
What line item are you looking at there, sir?
Well, he would be on page 1B.
On 1B, the first parts goes to 772.
Hydraulic cylinder 4x12.
For 700, the
Yep.
hydraulic cylinder for 4-inch by 22-inch. When they do this maintenance, they go in and I don't actually know what all they did.
Yeah.
This is my very first time having this maintenance done, but it's already been, that's one they're suggesting. I think, for some reason, I'm thinking it's leaking and they had to pull it out and maybe put a new ram in it. He went through this stuff with me very quickly as I was driving, trying to write stuff down. And I told him, I said, just send it to me. But I am not questioning that any of the repairs, yeah, some of the repairs might be more, precautionary than,
Preventative?
Yeah, they're preventive, and when this, if this thing breaks down, it's a, you know, it's
We,
a half
we
million.
use it for a lot
$250,000
more
piece
than
of
just,
machinery.
we use it, we use it when we do, pole replacements. We use it when do excavations, so we don't have to, we won't get into
You guys can pump out the
a
whole
fiber
thing.
line
Exactly, yeah.
or a water line. I think we just need to go ahead.
Police, or, not police, gas, electric, and us, and the water and sewer is who.
What's the truck cost new?
New, like I
Are
just
we
said a
buying-
minute
buying
ago,
used?
we're about $750,000.
Did we buy it used or new?
We bought it used, and
Okay.
we paid $150,000 for it, and we bought it from Metropolitan Sewer out of San
Have they
Luis.
done any, we've not done any work on it in 3 years?
No.
We should have,
Yeah,
we
this
should
is, I
have
think,
plenty
normal
of,
type Maintenance, yeah.
It is.
That's-
yeah. I would recommend the board just approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve the additional maintenance that needs to be done on the back
I have a motion on the floor to approve the additional maintenance on the back truck. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the additional repairs and work on the back truck. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. There you go.
To instruct, where the money's gonna come from, cause it's an
Well, you know,
unbudgeted item, so we can
we-
take it out of that.
Well, I'll tell you what we can do. I'll have a talk with the city clerk, and since this is being used by all departments, we might maybe do something with that, split it up a little bit, maybe do a 50-50 or 60-40, with 40 being covered by other departments. We'll just talk it through.
Yeah, we definitely use it more than anybody else, but yet it's there, yeah, I mean, like I said, the gas
We-
department, electric
Yes.
department.
It's a huge help, because I know when we
Yes,
go to
it
do
is.
polls, it's a big help on the polls.
Right. The last thing I have is, I'm sure everybody's heard of PFAS. If you haven't, it's the new up and coming contaminant of concern. We are testing for it. We did have one hit out of the 4 tests, and it's for an unregulated contaminant. So it's not one of them that the EPA is currently, really coming down on people about. But right now, there is money out there, free money, to look at getting engineering done. So in the event that they ever do decide to regulate this particular PFAS, we will already have an engineering report done. And there's a possibility, if money's still there, we could go ahead and get additional treatment put in to treat for this particular PFAS prior to that happening.
When is that information gonna be available for us to review?
Well, I just wanted to let you guys know and ask if I can get with the mayor and see about filling out an application.
Absolutely.
To get this done, so, okay. I will.
They will be happy to have me do more work, no problem.
For us, where would that PFAS, like, is it part of our treatment, plant, or is that like from the water
It's
source?
from the water source. It is not anything, I'm sure you're familiar with PFAS.
Yeah, they're talking, I mean, that's the new, like you said, it's a new thing that everyone's like looking
Yeah.
out for, is one of the forever chemicals.
It is a forever chemical. Once it gets in your body, it will never come out of your body. They've identified some of them as carcinogens. This one, again, is not currently regulated,
Non-stick
but,
cooker.
yeah, anything that, there's so many. They said one of your guys could have been wearing sunscreen the day that he collects the samples, and that could be what it is. So there will be additional testing in this whole process, but we test 4 times, had 1 hit, and it's parts per trillion, not parts per million, parts per billion, it's parts per
Well, I always be honest, I always get pretty skeptical when they start talking about those numbers, because there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong out there.
Yes, there is, but the EPA's number is 0.
Well,
They're not even allowing any detection, so it's, anyway, anybody have any questions for me?
I do.
Yes.
Excellent, George, Rick.
Excuse me. Can you refresh my memory, because I saw it here in the minutes? What, excuse me, why we decided to no longer take in the outside waste at the water wastewater plant?
To not do the grease.
Yeah,
So we haven't exceeded any of our parameters. it is dirty, and we do have some fish inside of the wastewater plant. And I did start noticing one particular species of fish has started dying. And I am starting to see cloudiness within the plant.
Why is there fish at the wastewater treatment?
Why are there fish?
Do we always have fish?
Yes, it's in the clarification process of so it's the last stage, right before it goes out to the environment. The great thing with having fish there, if you start losing fish there, you could lose fish out in the environment. It lets you know the health of your water at that point. So I think really the quantity that we're taking is too much. So we have trimmed that back. We're only taking 2 loads a day. And I'm not gonna object to taking a couple loads or even a few loads a week afterwards, but, you know, the amount of time that my guys are spending scooping grease out of the plant, and your brand new plant, you know, is actually looking not so pretty anymore because this bacon fat, once it hits, it just spreads.
Okay.
So,
No, that makes sense, because
yeah.
initially we didn't think it was going to like have the issues you're seeing now.
Exactly, but we
Over
were also
time.
taking less
Yeah.
of a quantity, and then we got to where we were taking 3 and even 4 loads a day, which was just too much. But we've, again, Mr. Mayor told me, he said, if it ever becomes where it's too much of a obligation for you guys, because that's it, we're obligated to do certain things here in the city, but I'm spending, 40 man hours keeping the plant cleaned out.
Let me ask you, because I know monetarily how it helps.
Yes, it does.
Is the concern more manpower, or is it what it's doing to the plant?
It is really manpower, that is, if we can figure out a way to make this work, they can bring it in at probably a little bit lesser. They're bringing 14 loads a week. I'm sure we could handle 6 to 9, and that's still 3,600, $4,000, $4,500 a week.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money when you.
So could we consider hiring someone to assist with, if that's the problem, is the manpower, it's not degrading, if the problem is not degrading the plant,
Right.
for $40,000 a week, I would think that we could maybe,
Yeah, it was 4,000 a week.
oh, four,
Yeah,
four,
yeah.
well, still, that's.
But still, that's 4,000, yeah.
40, woo.
Yeah, that's 20 grand a month.
We're all volunteering for the job.
We're spending $5,000 a month on chemicals.
We are.
So it's 4,000 times 4 weeks minus 5,000 plus the extra labor. And we are, I apologize for my characterization, we're trashing our water plant.
Yeah.
Mike?
What wastewater plant?
Wastewater.
Wastewater plant.
Okay, well, that's fine, I
Yeah,
just
then-
wanted to have the discussion.
Yo, it's your all's discussion, I mean,
If we
just let
wanna
you know
look at
that's the
something
story.
and we put that, this doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon on them needing to haul this waste. Swift Foods is just getting ready to start another FOG process, fats, oils, and grease, to remove even more, so what they would be bringing us would be less.
It's okay,
Pardon?
that might be okay.
Yeah, that might be okay, and, I was thinking a couple loads a week, we could probably even get by without the bacteria.
How do you determine how much of this very expensive bacteria we have to put into the process? How do you determine how much has to go in there?
It's really what we see is working. There's no testing, because every load that comes in from Swift Foods is a little bit different. So I really can't take the bacteria and put it with one particular load, say, okay, we got the silver bullet, and then the next load is less demanding, more demanding. It really depends upon also what the strength of the wastewater coming into the plant is at that point, because we have to treat the normal domestic and commercial waste, then this is essentially a commercial waste that we're getting here. I think that we could probably trim back on the bacteria by trimming back on the number of loads to make it, you know, I guess, yeah, we could make this work. Again, when the mayor gave me an out, honestly, I took it.
Sure.
Because, you know, it's wearing my guys out, it's wearing, you know, I've spent a lot of money on different equipment to lift the grease out, that I had to reinforce poles, nets, it's been very, labor intensive for us as far as that goes. And, you know, there were, especially, you know, Mike was asked a lot of questions and was not happy with it, and I'm like, I don't wanna put my guys and people service in a bad situation. I had an out, I took it.
It seems like we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with this.
I think if we would've, if we would've been more ready for it, I think we could have done things a little bit different. I really think it is a viable option for us in the future if we have the support of the board. I do not want to try to do anything and not have the complete support of the board, because at some point, I mean, me and my guys, we're working for you guys.
Well,
Well,
I have,
I mean, I think it's like, there's a lot of, I mean, there's certainly big economic benefit potential here. As, you know, one thing we were figuring out is like what the costs were too, and some of those were unexpected. So I mean, I'm in favor of us considering it, you know, and trying to figure out what would work. We do have to be careful with, you know, our equipment and also with the management stuff at this time, so. I think, yeah, what you would say, I'm in favor of a measured approach, I guess, try to describe.
I agree with that, yeah. I
You
totally
agree?
is it dilutable before it goes in? Would that help? I mean, does the temperature outside help?
The temperature outside, I haven't noticed a big difference. Even in the winter time, it was coming in, most of the fat was soluble, so they're using some sort of, something, and maybe that's what's killing fish, I don't know. Swift Food has not told me what they're using to keep the fat into suspension.
Inquiring minds want to know what kind of fish are there, do you know?
Yes, we have a goldfish, we have bluegill, we have a grass carp, as of right now.
Bunches of them.
Yes, and they're big, the goldfish are huge. Oh, yeah. Yes, never seen them that big.
Like,
Can we go ahead and move on? And
Oh,
what
yes.
I, what, well, no, I'm not.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you had a question, okay.
Did you get the, fire department's fire plug fixed? Or
No.
ordered, or?
No, did you direct me to order it last time? I
Well, I
don't
think
know
we
that you
talked
did.
about it, what did we?
I don't think we
decide?
took any action.
No, because I only have
It's
one in
like,
the budget.
they're like,
and
what,
if you
3,000?
choose-
3,000?
Yeah, roughly 3,500, and, I mentioned it to, not the chief, one of the fire department people, and I said, we talked about it at the fire board, I said, are they gonna buy one? I said, if they buy one, I'd be more than happy to put it in.
I'm down with that.
Because where it is at, there's enough other fire plugs right around there that they can hook onto one of the other ones. They
Alright.
want it there for filling up their trucks, so maybe, you know, if they buy it, we'll put it in for them.
Well, before you go away, I'd like to ask a question. Can we go ahead and at least do an official motion to allow George to continue to process the, what do you call this stuff? Pig fat?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, boy,
maybe
okay.
Rick's-
At his major discretion, can we do that?
I'll make that motion. to
Okay,
allow
we have a
George.
motion on the floor to allow George to continue processing the pig fat at his discretion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion second on the floor to allow George to continue processing the pig fat at his discretion. Please keep track of your costs.
Yes.
So ordered.
Yeah, you didn't vote, you had a first and a second.
The vote?
You didn't vote.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
All opposed?
Okay.
Carries.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you.
George.
That's why you're here. Electric? Gas?
Yeah. This is the bid for the gas meters. Don't pay attention to the second number, that's new meters. The top one is the one you wanna look at. And he really did us a good job on that.
What's our budget for meters this year?
I thought we put quite a bit in there, like 50,000 or something like that.
A lot more than that. It's $100,000.
Anyway, that second number is new meters. The first number is remanufactured, is what he does for a living, and he's gonna give us a 2-year warranty, which is better than new.
How many meters do you need?
He's gonna need, at the end, you're gonna need another 1,000, but, we were just looking at 100, but at that price, you might wanna buy more. He
Well-
said he could go up to 200 if you want.
I think, I don't know if all these issues going on right now, out there in the big world with tariffs and other stuff like that's gonna have any impact on this. My thought process is unless the board was to oppose it, we would buy as many as we could afford to buy based on the budgeted amount of the used meters with actually a longer warranty than a new meter at this price. This is a deal that may not be around in 6 months.
How many can you put in a year if you had it?
That depends on how busy we are, or how many employees we have. I can't give you anything.
Okay, the average busyness.
He's probably-
How many do you plan on putting in this year?
I don't know.
Well, we're one short. We didn't replace one individual. He's gonna be asking for a summer help that I don't think that we had considered prior. And I don't know if we're gonna do it this time or next time, but we will be getting to that.
I mean,
Do we know what we had in the budget for it?
They're in our, CapEx.
Yeah, I haven't got it with me, but it's a lot of money.
We put quite a bit in there for it, because we didn't know for sure. And this is just a meter, this is not the index. The index from, the AMI stuff, that's another $75 a piece for $90.
However, even with
That's
the,
regardless of whether we bought a refurb.
Well,
Right.
until we get vision to work the way it's supposed to work, we're not gonna
Well-
buy the vision indexes yet.
Okay.
What-
So we can still read them manually without,
Well, no, they're gonna come without an index, because they know you wanna go AMI.
okay, but we can still read them
the price of,
personally.
the price of this meter plus the price of the index are still cheaper than a new meter, so it's a deal.
Yeah, I know.
It's a real deal.
So how many should we buy?
He said he could sell us 200, that's what he's got right now.
I'd say I'd take all 200 of them.
Buy 200 of them.
I would think you'd be wise doing that.
How many we got left to do for the whole
About
project?
1,000.
About 1,000? Yeah, we're gonna use the 200, so
Yeah. The only ones you're not gonna be able to put AMI on are the ones that are cross country, and they're like 27 of them.
Second.
That's just too far distance.
We have a motion on the floor to authorize Terry to purchase 200 of the rebuilt meters as shown on this estimate from DC&B Supply. Do we have a second?
Jason just said, oh, yeah, we already have. I put it in motion.
You did. Well, I messed that up. What's wrong with me? We have a motion second on the floor to authorize Terry to purchase the rebuilt meters from DC&B Supply in an amount of 200 meters at a cost of $106.90 a piece. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. There you go.
Okay, I don't know whether you wanna talk about this GPS stuff, or you rather talk about the truck?
Whichever one first.
Well, that's bad news, so we'll save it for last.
Here's the good news.
Okay, we had a guy come up here that sold us our leak detector, or line locating equipment. He gave us a training course, and I've looked at this since 2005. But a GPS is everything. And it's pretty nice little setup. It's like, the maps and everything are like a Google map. You see the houses, the streets, and you can just GPS within 2 centimeters, which is really, really good.
So, you mount this on one of your vehicles, or what is this?
No, it goes on our line locator that we use.
Oh, on your, okay, on
You
the
locate
locator,
your
so,
line.
Is that your
GPS
new one?
says You locate, you can
and
locate
it'll,
the house,
okay,
you can locate fire hydrants, you can locate test
and then that'll
stations.
store it in our
And
system.
then it'll store it
Okay,
right,
so
it's supposed to go right to our mapping.
mapping system, okay.
It's not the same thing as what he's got for his mapping system, it's actually the same company, the two same guys. They started it together, but now one branches off for equipment, the other one does the mapping.
Do the maps merge?
I think they can.
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah, it'd just be a shape file.
But once you do this locate, you store it, it's permanent.
Well, as you look at the price on this, we're gonna get
Subscription.
8,000, a little over 8,000 back from the city of Perry for their repair, part of the, odorizer
Mhm.
when we install. I'd like to.
This was,
use
wasn't this
some-
in your CapEx?
I don't know. I think it was in there, we might have cut it out.
No, I don't think we did, but that's okay. Is there a reason why we don't have 3 competitive bids?
Excuse me?
Is there a reason why we don't have 3 competitive bids?
Because this is a specialized piece of equipment.
That,
He's the only one.
that goes with, this would be like an attachment to existing equipment we already own.
Yeah.
Okay, good enough.
Is this a subscription down here, this third item?
Yeah, that's another thing. If you wanna keep the mapping system going, it's gonna cost you about $500 a year, which we're paying that for AutoCAD now.
Does the mapping, does your mapping interface with this, can they merge? They
Yeah, I
cannot?
think they can.
They currently don't, because People Service actually has the account for the mapping that we use. It's not, Monroe City doesn't have that.
It's the same company?
Well, Diamond, isn't it?
It's Diamond Match, yeah.
It's the same company, but one's more into the equipment, one's more into the mapping part. So-
I would like to know if down the road, that if we can merge that information at some point in time. If we pay for this.
If you can't, you can still merge it to the GPS locator.
There you go. I like
It's just
that.
gonna take a little bit more time. Well, quite a bit more time. Time you go out and look at everything.
Yeah. In your training, did you figure out how to do water lines? Is he able to do water lines now? Like 3/4 inch copper water lines?
Yeah, I imagine we probably hope to them training.
Okay, cause I know before he couldn't, and he was waiting for the training, and so I was just curious. I didn't know if you were having a training yet.
As long as there is not an insulator in between theirs, or something does not let that signal carry.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was trying to go ahead, I was just kinda, I guess I would say I have a peripheral knowledge of some of this stuff, but not any of the details. But I guess what I understand, we should be able to then get like some, I guess there's a certain kind of file you can get that you can import into different softwares from this type of system, right? This is what they call like the GIS, the Geographic
Yeah,
Information
and that
System.
wouldn't be the GIS. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but GIS is something a little different, but
Okay.
yeah, like I know, People Service could provide Monroe City the shape files, which would be, some certain files with maybe where the water mains are and stuff like that. And there's a lot of other stuff we put in there that wouldn't be in the shape files. But yeah, so we could do an overlay onto his, and it would have the water meters, the water hydrants, where we have them placed. They won't be as exact as where he could place them with the GPS, but what would be great is if you did get this and then allow us, People Service, to have access to it, to be able to then go out and map all the everything onto your map, using ours as a guide. Because ours is not exact, and we don't have the GPS to be able to pull it up in the winter and say, okay, that valve is right here. All we have is a picture, and.
So this is something that could be used for.
Yes, it would be
additional
valuable
water
for us if
processing.
we had access. I don't know what it would cost to allow us to be able to get or when I say us, water and sewer department to get their own GPS locator also. Or otherwise I'd have to get a hold of Terry, get his, and, it's.
But there's a huge benefit to have that all in one place, the
Yes, there
water,
is.
the sewer, the electric, the gas, I mean,
Yeah, a lot of these you can even put in property lines and, stuff.
Sanitary
Put
lines.
his stuff in there, yeah, exactly.
What about fiber conduit?
Huh?
What fiber conduit?
To the best of our knowledge, you can put it in there, but we can't locate their
We,
stuff.
yeah, they're not
Right,
gonna let
because
us
it's
get on
power
that.
on it.
They're not gonna let us get on that to locate it. Not without permission.
Yeah, but we could throw it in there if we knew where it was.
Are they putting, wires in them to be able to?
Well, they are using a wire to put it in there, but.
Yeah, they have a wire
They
in there.
energize it to be able to actually.
Yeah,
locate?
but it's their property.
Right.
We'd have to lift up one of their handholds that you see there, and it's just like somebody opening up one of our meter lids, or taking out their electric meter. That is tampering with a utility.
Or if they could provide us with the locations,
Yeah, they might provide you with shape files.
I mean,
They're not gonna want us locating their lines.
well, but if they could give us a file that already has that information.
Okay, can we get back on track with Wes, please?
But anyway, if you want, Jeff will come and talk to you about this and explain everything and answer all your questions. He's offered to do that.
I think, yeah,
You want him to do it?
please.
Okay.
That was stupid.
So, what are we gonna do,
I'm
with-
good. Are you good? Yeah.
what are we gonna
I'm
do with the
good.
request for this?
I think we should go ahead and approve it.
Okay, we have,
Is that
got a motion?
That's a motion, I make it, sorry.
We have a motion on,
I am so sorry.
we have a motion on the floor to
I'll
approve.
second it.
I have a motion second on the floor to approve the quote, 3280 for the subsurface solutions in the amount of $4,831. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. There you go. Next,
Last is the truck. The 2005 Ford truck, leaking oil, worse now than it ever has. So now it is out of service. So we took it out, we thought it was banana freeze leak, but it's oil.
Is this the one that we just fixed?
Yep, sure is.
well, they made an attempt to repair it, and apparently the attempt was unsuccessful. Moving on from that, what we have here is a quotation from
Yeah.
Schumacher to repair the truck correctly, which, and when I say correctly, I shouldn't have said correctly. To complete a repair on this truck. We took it out, we had it worked on. Apparently there's more on this truck that needs to be repaired on the engine. They've quoted a remanufactured engine.
This is a new.
And by the time-
Remanufactured engine.
By the time you put it all in the truck, you spent $19,000. $19,000 in a 20-year-old truck.
How much is the truck worth?
Not
Well, it's
much.
not that much.
It's not worth what we're gonna put in it.
So,
Well, I asked him to go get a state bid.
I'm working on that. I couldn't get on the website to figure out where it was at.
I can't see authorizing spending
is it just a-
This is an estimate.
Right?
Now it's a diesel.
Well, but it's not got,
No, it's a one ton, it's a one ton, diesel, got three
Stuff on
fifty,
it.
6.0 liter diesel truck. Well, Ronnie's gonna give it to me. He knows how to do it. I tried to get on it, I went for 20 minutes.
So the two bids here, is that, one of the bids is to repair the existing engine?
Yes,
The
the
other
other
was
one's a
for
brand new crate, like a crate motor or remanufactured motor already done.
Can we put this
The
on hold?
remanufactured motor has a warranty, the one that they're gonna do is probably not gonna have a warranty for very long anyway, if at all.
Can we put this on hold until we do?
That's why I was hoping you just table this till we figure out which way you want, cause I haven't got to do state bid for you, sorry.
Yeah.
Can't give you that number.
It's tabled.
All right, that's all I got for you.
Okay,
Terry.
You're welcome.
building inspector.
Street.
Oh, I'm street. I apologize, Rodney. You have something for us?
He wants to buy some stuff.
You what?
He wants to buy some stuff.
That's exactly why you don't need old junk. Preach that 20 years.
You only got some old trucks in the street department, right?
Sound like Lex make a deal.
Purple Wave,
Yo, purple.
Purple Wave, we're starting to kind of clean them when we have time. So, the auctions, roll that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just gonna tell you, the trees, we got them down where we can handle them now. We can come in about 2 days, have them cut down. We still gotta go in there and cut the stuff, of course. That went real good, so thank you for that. And the only other thing I had, the guy from the playground called me, Saturday, and we want to deliver it tomorrow.
In the rain?
On the holiday. Well, it's
You
like.
said you guys are, yeah.
I said, no, wanted to off the truck, we can't wait till next week. So he was fine with that.
Do we have a place to put it?
Yes.
Okay.
We cleaned it out today, actually, well, we ain't cleaned it, just loose stuff. Yeah, and charge it up the batteries. We got them out of there.
Rodney, the tree on Stanton, it looks still tall.
It is, but we can handle it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we cut it down where we can handle it. He would've took it down some more, but the way he was chunking it and swallowing it.
Yeah.
And we can get it there with the loader behind and push it. And some of the others are cool.
Good.
So anyway,
Good.
just wanted to give you an update on that. Everything's looking good.
Thank
And
you.
the dirt looks great. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's part of what we, and they're doing the gravel and stuff, so that was.
Well, that's what, way I understand it.
Okay, yeah. That was what they were
And
trying
the
to.
guy's coming Monday, if that's ready to start drilling holes and.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Rodney. George?
I have a question for, we have some work that needs to be done on the state right of way, and we cannot work on the state right of way until the city gets the correct, stuff to shut off. And for flaggers and everything, you have to have the bid working signs and the correct barricades and so on and so forth in order to get on the state right of way. We gotta pop the manholes that are in the middle of the road and.
Didn't we approve that?
Can we hold us down to one meeting, please?
We put in for that.
We put in for that, they have not announced it, but they have put on their site what it would include. And, 50 channelizers, 2 road worker heads.
Yeah.
A couple of holders, a stop slow paddle, a couple other little things.
Lane flagger.
Yeah.
But we don't know about it yet. is what you're saying.
Right, so I'm gonna try to call them tomorrow.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
Be nice.
They
Is,
said, on the site, they said they were very, done made a decision.
is your question, does it have a sense of urgency, the state right of way?
It does, yeah, cause if we've had a couple of water leaks, like one right out here. And for anybody that, I don't think anybody was here at City Hall when that happened, but, we got hit pretty hard by MoDOT because we did not have the correct stuff for people. So if we ever work on state right of way, we have to have a permit, we have to have all the proper signage. And you want that for your people anyway,
Right.
because you're just keeping your people safe. And I'm done, Ron.
Thank you, George. Moving right along.
1 second, until we find out on that, grant, can we check with another municipality, see if they have that equipment, maybe we can get the project going?
You know anybody, Rodney?
That MoDOT chip is out here, go right out there, but yeah, I can check.
All right.
And one, real quick too, in your packet, you'll see a
Mowing
mowing contract.
Good.
The contractor, Elite Lawn Care Plus, is requesting to change their specified time frame from 48 hours to 72 hours, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that's all this is just bringing this to you to see if they could be allowed an extra day. They take care of the cemetery.
So I would entertain a motion to authorize a modification to the existing contract with Elite Lawn Care Plus to modify the contract, change the wording so the contractor will complete each mow of city property within 72 hours.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion on the floor to make a modification to the existing contract for Elite Lawn Care. Change the wording to allow the contractor will complete each mow of city property within 72 hours. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor. All who approve, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion carries.
No, no.
What'd you say?
I said no.
Oh, cool.
She was asking which one it was, but.
Yeah.
Airport?
Building.
I don't have anything except they mowed this week and it looks real good, they did a good job.
Awesome.
It's a building inspector.
Hmm?
It's a building inspector.
Yeah, Bob's not here, so I just went, with building inspector? I rolled right by that one. Mosswood?
Oh,
Pool?
we're moving right along with the pool. We did get a pool manager hired, that you all have approved, and also an assistant pool manager hired. It's Jessica Baymiller will be the manager, and the assistant will be Asia Troy. I think they'll be very responsible individuals for it, and I think we're gonna have a good season of pool this year.
We had a great meeting with them this week. I have high hopes.
Yeah, they're doing open interviews tomorrow at the library conference room for lifeguards.
How many do they hire? I don't.
We have 11 applications so far. So, anyone interested, we did send it to the Facebook page, so hopefully it'll be posted out there. And I have a request here from Jessica Baymiller of the Monroe City Middle School, and she is requesting a single-use pool pass to be donated from the city to their annual spelling bee winner.
That's an annual pass, right?
It is.
I'll approve that motion.
We have a motion on the floor to approve awarding a single-use annual pass to the Monroe City Middle School. We have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second on the floor to award a pass to the Monroe City Middle School. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Okay, without further ado, next on the agenda will be a presentation of bills and approval of payments under tab 12.
And as you see, the seat back there is empty. Today was Alex's last day with us, so, we had cake and we had food and all kinds of stuff. We're gonna miss you. a lot.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Annual elevator tower payment. Seems like we paid that not that long ago.
Yeah, it was, I think it was last fall. I think it's a total of $49,000 a year, I think, something
Oh,
along
and
those
they split it
lines.
up, okay.
I think that, I don't know that to be true. I do recall what you're saying, but I'm
Yeah.
confident it's not an overpayment,
Those are the ones that do the maintenance on
both the towers.
the towers, okay.
And it's contained in the budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable as presented.
We have a motion on the floor to approve accounts payable. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve accounts payable. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries. We have unfinished business. There's none on the agenda. At this time, we would like to go into closed session pursuant to RSMO 610.021, free hiring, firing, disciplining, and promoting of particular employees by a public governmental body, when personal information about the employees discussed or recorded. By voice vote?
Do we have to make a motion for that, or just?
We have to make- Yeah, make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion on the floor to go into executive session. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion second on the floor to go into executive session by voice.
Oh, sorry, Alderman Snyder?
Yes.
Alderman Simpson?
Yes.
Alderman Osborne?
Yes.
Alderman Sanders? Yes. Alderman Quinn? Yes. Alderman Smith?
Yes.
Okay, we are now in executive session, closed session.
We made it under